G'day and welcome back to the garage. In the last episode of the RM250 build, the triple clamps were installed on the bike ready to be fitted with the front forks. In this episode, the front fork rebuild will begin. Let's get started. So the forks on this bike look pretty sad. They're dirty and oily, which points to leaking seals and a general lack of maintenance, just like the rest of the bike. I'm going to completely disassemble them, starting with the right hand fork. First, the fork was cleaned off camera, which makes disassembly much easier. The first step in the disassembly is to reassemble. Fitting the fork back into the triple clamp allows for the top cap to be easily removed. With the air bleeder now removed, the last step before removing the cap is to set the rebound clicker to the softest setting. With the cap now out of the upper tube, the piston rod lock nut is exposed. This locks the cap to the piston rod. A 17mm open ender is squeezed under the spring and the cap is removed. And with the cap removed, the spring and push rod are free. And when the old dirty oil is poured out, the needle and return spring also fall out. It's easy to lose or forget these small parts, so they have to be fished out of the oil. At the bottom end of the fork, the compression damping adjuster needs to be removed. First, the circlip comes out, and then the whole assembly. And that frees up the piston rod, which can now be removed. The first step in getting to the main fork seal is to remove the outer dust seal. A lot of material has passed through this dust seal. This is all cleaned out, and then the stopper ring is pried out of its groove. And with everything now removed, there's nothing but the main seal holding the outer and inner fork together. So, some force is applied and the fork comes apart. To get to the seal, the lower bushing is removed. This has been shimmed at some stage, and that's not original. Maybe it was a cheap way to extend the life of that part. And then the upper bushing is removed, along with the washer, the main seal, the stopper ring, and finally the dust seal. With everything disassembled, the parts to be reused are off to the cleaning tank. And it's at this point I start to look at the reassembly and realise I'm going to need a special tool to hold the piston rod assembly when it's installed in the fork. It has a 26mm hex, but a socket won't fit over the rod, so it's onto the lathe to be drilled out for a clearance. That allows the socket to fit over the hex, but to drive it, an extension pipe needs to be added. To do this, I decided to bore a spigot on the lathe, and that accepts the pipe. And then off camera, the two are welded together. Also off camera, I bored out a hex nut and welded it to the top of the tool. This is the final piece of the part, and it allows the whole assembly to be held with a socket or a wrench. And with a quick coat of paint, the tool is ready for use. In the last bit of cleaning before reassembly, I've decided to try something different on the alloy fork bottoms. I'm using barbecue cleaner on this, as I've seen good results somewhere else previously. After taping up the chrome fork tube, the alloy is soaked and scrubbed with a brass brush. And after 10 minutes or so of soaking, A wash with water reveals a really clean result. And that's where we'll leave this episode. Keep an eye out soon for part 2, where the forks will be reassembled and fitted to the bike. Thanks for watching, see you next time.